Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode from the Rocketcraft server. I hope you're all having a very good day. So, what am I up to right now? You're probably wondering. I am over, if you look at the coordinates and you know this world, I'm over above our end portal, which is just down below me, down there. Yeah, I don't want to fall in. Got to be careful. And I thought, it's been a little while since we demised anyone, so I thought I'd set up a little trap over here at our end portal, which has been dug out for a long time, by the way. This tunnel leading all the way down this big shaft. So I've dispensed a few TNT through there from that dispenser above, and I'm just going to jump through and see. Yeah, it's pretty much instant, isn't it? I've tried to time it right with the height of that drop there, so that as soon as you go through that portal there, bam, like you've got no time to react to the TNT blowing you up. And I've built an obsidian box around the platform that you spawn on in there, so that's not going anywhere. So we've come back to the overworld now, and I'm trying to decide how much TNT that I want to dispense into this thing. I mean, how much do you think it's going to take to kill someone that's wearing just gold armor with maybe a few bits of protection and probably an elytra on? I don't think it's going to take that much. So, no, I can't do it while crouching. I'm going to go for half a stack. Yeah, I reckon half a stack will do. I mean, I want to make sure that I confirm the kill, but also don't want to be wasteful here because, we haven't got infinite TNT on Bedrock like they do on Java. So, yeah, I reckon half a stack should probably do it. So, but before I do that, I think I'm actually going to hop back through to the end before I dispense it all. And I'm going to lay a few more bits above so that they will blow up after the main explosion all blows up in one go as well. Oh, and there's a slime down here. So I tried a few different methods of this from Cubfan that they work on Java obviously, but they don't actually work on Bedrock, as I found out. Like there was several different types of TNT trap with the end that I tried, and they didn't work. So this is my own sort of cunning plan, basically. This is just something that will work on Bedrock, so we're going to go for this. So I'm just going to quickly mine out this block. Got to be careful not to mine out the end stone there. And what we're going to do, we're going to place some TNT in this ceiling above. So when you go through the end portal, the sort of 3 blocks above your head get deleted. Whatever's there gets deleted and refreshed, and the obsidian platform will always get refreshed as well. Anything outside of that range will just stay there. So all of this obsidian is fine. Those TNT that I've placed above will be fine. And so when this poor unfortunate person goes through the end portal, they're going to immediately trigger the TNT that I'm going to dispense from the dispenser up here, but then they're also going to set off the TNT above their heads moments later. So hopefully they've got no chance to escape that obsidian box in time. So, oh god, I've done it again. So yeah, we've got 32 TNT. Let's have some fun and let's dispense this stuff. Look at it go. So like I say, it's falling about 50 blocks, I think, give or take, from there, and it's literally got less than a second left on it. There it is, it's all gone. So yeah, next person that goes through the end portal is going to have a bit of a surprise. I hope it's someone that's actually in Demise, because I don't want to blow up someone that's not in Demise, because that would have been a bit of a waste, but also it might cause them to lose their gear, possibly. So yeah, we're gonna have to cover our tracks now and get rid of all of this setup. I might set this trap up again if it works again, I don't know, but so I'll remember that it was about Y81 that I set this thing up, so I don't have to worry about working out what height again. So as you can see, poor old Mojo was blown up by TNT. He was the one that unfortunately went through the end and was blown to smithereens by that trap. And so that's another one from the Alive team gone. R.I.P. Mojo. Sorry, man. But I've offered to lend a hand and help him replace some of the gear that he lost. There he is. Hello. It looks like, you know, he's not doing too bad. He's already got some netherite boots and a chest plate, but he's lost his elytra. So I've made him a couple of elytra to replace the one that he's lost, because he wanted to go end busting to get some shulker shells, and yeah, he can't do that without wings. Yes, we are the dead team. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. So hopefully, Mojo's gonna be able to come up with a few sneaky traps as well to help out the dead team. I think there's about 5 or 6 people left on the Alive team at this point. So yeah, but yeah, sorry Mojo, but unfortunately it had to be you, I'm afraid. So we are over at the skeleton spawner, the double skeleton spawner that we put together a few episodes ago. And I don't know if you remember me mentioning that we had a project coming up where we needed an insane amount of bone meal. Like stupid amounts of bone meal. Well, we're actually going to do that today, that project. But I just wanted to quickly show you what I've had to do over here, because that update of Doom last week that I covered in my episode last week, that's screwed a few things up. And when mobs get killed by a trident killer now, they drop things that they didn't drop before, like worn out rubbish armor, worn out rubbish bows, and they're just taking up valuable space in this storage system, which I want to dedicate to just bones. So I have put together this little burner here running off of the trident killer, so it's just getting a constant pulse every second or so, and it's just going to dispense the rubbish into there, of which there isn't any in there at the moment. And I've installed some, oh there you go, there's some arrows and some bows, because, you know, let's face it, no one needs arrows and no one needs the rubbish bows, do they? So I've set up some item filters over here to filter out just the bones. So all 4 of these filters, and this is my filter item, it's dirt that's renamed to Sarah Loves Dirt. Because yeah, I'll wonder nut, bless her. This is what, you know, this is who the bones are for. We're going to be building a farm for Sarah, so I thought I'd call it Sarah Loves Dirt. I couldn't think of anything else interesting or original or unique off the top of my head. So we're going to AFK this thing for a few hours, and hopefully we're going to get enough bones to fill, I don't know, like 10 shulkers or something like that. Because, like I say, we need so much bone meal, and we've got the other bone meal farms as well. But this is by far and away the best method for getting bone meal. Right, so we're over at Wonder Nut's lovely base, which she also shares with Wells, and this is what is known as like Odin's land, I think it is, because there's a giant statue of Odin up on the hill. And this is where she's got a few farms built and a few other little weird and wonderful things. There's Odin's statue, and there's like a little sort of Viking hall up on the hill there. And this is a bee farm, and Sarah's also got a lovely little house there. So yeah, it's a beautiful, lovely big area, and they've got various things built around here. And I thought this little patch in the corner here is perfect for what we're going to build over here. And we've tried to make sure that it's all chunk aligned as best as we can. I've marked out all the chunks because this farm, like all things in Bedrock, really wants to be chunk aligned, and what is going to be attached to it definitely wants to be chunk aligned. So I've tried to work out that the farm is going to be built in one of these chunks, and then the other bit attached to it is going to be built in the other one adjacent. So we're going to get into a little bit of a time lapse now, and see if you can work out what we're building. So, as you can see, it's a tree farm, and it seems to be working correctly. So far so good anyway. Yeah, so this is designed by the man himself, Navy Nexus, the Il Mango of Bedrock, and it's got a wither cage. So the wither is going to be breaking all of the logs for us. It's all fed into him into a conveyor, and it hits like his break spots, which is like the area around him which he will break when he's aggroed. It just froze up for a second there. That was a bit worrying. Yeah, and yeah, he'll just break it for you because the reason why you have to use a wither cage is because on Bedrock we don't get 100% drop rates from TNT like the people on Java, but we do get 100% drop rate from the wither. So, you know, we have to, you know, do it a different way. So basically, yeah, we have to use a wither, and to do that, you also need to make a bedrock cage to house it in, which is not easy at all, because, you know, obtaining bedrock is not something you're really supposed to be able to do in survival, but there is, you know, there is ways to do it from mining it from the end fountain currently in bedrock. So we can actually get the bedrock to make a wither cage, and I think you need about 80 blocks, give or take, for this actual design, which isn't a problem because I've got plenty. And yeah, it's just be working really well actually, looking at it. So this farm can make 4 different types of wood. It can make spruce, it can make birch, and it can make oak, and it can also make, what's the one I'm forgetting? Jungle, the one that we always forget about, jungle logs. So the thing with the oak though is that because oak trees can grow a lot taller and a lot bigger, you have to press a button and it will put it into a special mode where the oak trees can't grow very tall, so you won't get those massive ones growing in there and breaking the farm apart. But apart from that, it's working beautifully, except I've just noticed there's actually some logs getting stuck on the corner here, and they don't seem to be going away or falling down with the rest of it. So I'll see if I can fix that with adding one more bit of bedrock there in a second. So the wither, you know, the wither hasn't escaped so far. That's why this thing needed to be chunk aligned, because if you don't chunk align a wither cage and you leave the area and unload some of the chunks before some of the other adjacent chunks, there's a chance he could actually get out, and that would be very, very bad, especially for Wondernut's beautiful area that she lives in. So I will, yeah, make sure that does not happen. And so yeah, as you can see, it's still catching on there. So I am going to add one piece of bedrock there to stop that happening. Yeah, it shouldn't happen once I've added one more bit of bedrock, but it's got to be bedrock because otherwise the wither will just break it, whatever I place there next to it. So, and also Navy has just literally 2 days ago put out an updated wither cage that uses less bedrock, which is not, you know, really an issue for me, but he also pointed out that the glass cage underneath it is breakable by the wither. It's the only block that it can break that you can place there. So I will have to replace the white stained glass under there, under the wither, with just any other solid block, like any other type of block he will not be able to break. So as you can see, we've got lots and lots and lots of lovely bone meal now feeding into this thing. I've had to tweak the way that it feeds in to expand the storage on this thing, because it eats bone meal like you would not believe, like crazy amounts of bone meal. So I've got a load feeding in from both sides while it's running there with my other character AFK, and yeah, it's also getting sticks and saplings absolutely everywhere. I mean, there's hoppers there to collect it all, but it's still ending up all over the place because I don't know, it's just crazy, this farm. It's absolutely insane the amount of stuff coming out of it. So basically, yeah, the wither gets aggroed by a snowball. being fired at it every couple of seconds. So yeah, let's just quickly. So yeah, just in line with this, about there. Now we shouldn't get anything catching on that edge there. It all should flow into the wither and then get broken and fall down. So that's that fixed. And yeah, like I say, I've got to replace the white stained glass. And there was one or two other little tweaks I'd made as I was building the farm, but it is pretty much 99% based on his tutorial, which I will be sure to link in the video description. So of course now you know why we needed insane amounts of bone meal from our other farms. It's to power this thing. It absolutely eats bone meal like you would not believe. But you know, we've got plenty, so it's all feeding into there now through these hoppers here. It seems to prioritize this top chest first. It draws that first before it will take anything from this chest that I'm just next to here. So but the other one around the other side, it doesn't seem to care. And you've got to keep bone meal in those droppers and the dispensers to actually make this farm work as well. I should have mentioned that, because there's a comparator that takes a signal based off of that. I've put up a little wall to keep mobs out while I'm AFK in this area. Still didn't manage to stop a creeper blowing up here underneath the water thing. And yeah, like I say, I'm gonna have to replace all this white stained glass with any other block. I mean, I haven't actually seen him break it, but you know, Navy says that he can. So you know, if you're gonna go AFK at this thing and he breaks it, then you're gonna end up with your logs all over the place. And no one needs their logs all over the place like that, do they? So yeah, we're gonna have to sort that out. And yeah, let's take a look though. We've done a bit of AFKing over it, and look at the amount of logs in here. So much birch and oak and spruce, a little bit of jungle, but you know, no one likes jungle wood, do they? Does anyone like jungle wood? Nah, not really. So yeah, the only things this can't do is acacia, because that grows in such weird ways, and dark oak, which only grows in a 4, like a 2x2. So yeah, it can't do those. So you know, Wondernut's still going to have to do those the hard way, but at least the dark oak's not that bad, is it? So, but apart from that, it has actually been very smooth build, this thing. I was very impressed with how well it was made, and the tutorial and everything. So, like I say, do check that out. But yeah, that is just about all the time that we've got for you for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. And of course, be sure to subscribe if you aren't subscribed already, and hit the like button if you did like it. Maybe drop me a comment as well. And I'm also going to try and make sure that I am doing some live streams, because we've been missing those recently. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you in another episode very soon. Bye for now.